Welcome back. I know this video should have been about the whole titration process because I said that was the video that I was going to make next, but I only settled on 40 milligrams properly like 10 days ago, so I thought I'd give that a little bit longer to get a bit more experience on 40 milligrams before I fully go over that whole titration period. So firstly, I wanted to talk about how this medication and the diagnosis itself has actually changed my life completely, before then going on to a couple of the barriers that I had to get through to actually get to where I am now. For some context, I spent the majority, if not my whole life, feeling quite different. I could never really concentrate. I was always really restless and fidgety, and my working memory just didn't work at all. Since starting Elvanse about, I want to say 5 weeks ago now, maybe a little bit less, and finding a dose that works for me at the same time as well, because each dose has its own drawbacks, definitely. I've just felt a massive weight lifted off my shoulders completely. I feel so much more sociable because I'm able to keep up with conversations and reply with my own experiences, and I always knew they were there, but I could never pull them out of my head at the time. And I've also got the confidence to actually look people in the eye when I'm speaking to them as well. It's almost like someone's turned the lights on in my head, which I'd like read about and watched videos of people saying that, and I can see where they're coming from because that is accurate. I said a minute ago about working memory, and since starting this medication as well, my working memory has really improved. I'm able to take on several bits of information, organise it in my head by sort of like importance, and then maybe like 2, 3, 4 hours later, I can regurgitate that same information, which has never happened for me. It is one area that I thought, going into this, it would be completely transformative, and it would make my memory, my working memory at least, like flawless somehow. But that really was wishful thinking. I don't know why I expected that. And I am now coming to terms with the fact that although it has much improved my working memory, that is not one of my strong points at all, and it's something that I need to keep working on, and to not expect the medication to be like a silver bullet and cure everything. So overall, the positives of this medication really, like I said, have changed my life for the better, and I'm very grateful for going through this process. A couple of negatives on the process so far. Nothing in life is perfect, so I want to give the negatives alongside the positives for full transparency on what I've been through. Being referred, diagnosed, titrating, and having the psychiatrists help throughout all of this has cost me now, I want to say, around about £1,000, which is about $1,300-ish. I personally couldn't really afford it at the time, and still can't, but I am looking at it as an investment in myself. But unfortunately, at the same time, there's thousands, possibly millions of people that can't afford, like, definitely can't afford this process, who would possibly have massively benefited from being on medication or just having some CBT or therapy for their symptoms. I know we do have the NHS ADHD, the adult ADHD service in the UK, which, if you're diagnosed, means you only pay like the standard £9.20, I think it is, prescription charge per month for your medication. But the waiting list for most of the UK is like 18 months to 2 years, and having that sort of barrier to access treatment for this is, I mean, it's really tough for people who are impulsive, especially. One final note as well, and it's not necessarily negative, but I did have to take a 2-day medication holiday, so it hasn't all been perfect. I think the reason was, after going up as high as 60 milligrams on Elvanse, my body was just slightly tolerant to when I dropped back down to 40. It had got used to that higher amount, and although there was loads of side effects with 60 milligrams and they went away on 40, my body still didn't adjust very well to going back down again. But that 2-day break that I've taken this week, Wednesday and Thursday of the past week, has really got me back on track. Anyway, that's all for now, really. That's all I want to say. Any questions, again, leave them down below. Subscribe if you want to see some more Elvanse videos, and I'll see you in the next one. Ciao.